Attorney General Ken Paxton here in Texas is launching an investigation into reports of illegal aliens being registered to vote. Let's check it out.
Some breaking news. Your staff notified me late this afternoon. Your office is taking action to stop potentially illegal Democrat efforts ahead of the 2024 election. Tell us what you found and what you plan to do.
So we've actually just started the investigation, but we already know we've been to several DPS locations where you get your driver's license, and where a citizen can normally register to vote. We've noticed that there are nonprofits that are setting up on DPS property, registering people coming out of DPS locations. So what's unusual about that? Well, if you're a citizen of the United States, you don't need a secondary place to go register on DPS property with a nonprofit. You would register inside of the DPS office. That's the normal process. If you're not a citizen and you can't get registered there, then that's the only reason there'd be a secondary location with a nonprofit. So we're in the middle of that investigation right now, trying to figure out how many of these locations that's occurring and how this is all going on.
So if I'm reading you correctly, if you're an illegal alien, you can't go into DPS to register to vote. That's not what's something you can do. That's not legal. So you're speculating that on the outside there are these third-party organizations that are trying to catch those people who are illegal aliens to register them to vote in the state of Texas. Is that what you're investigating?
Yeah, now you can go into a DPS office and lie about it, but there are some verification things that they do to check whether you are a citizen. But if you don't have the ability to register inside of a DPS office, I mean, it's because you're not supposed to register to vote because you're not legal. So why would these organizations
I think that makes perfect sense.
be on DPS property registering people to vote unless they're registering people that are here illegally? It doesn't make sense.
Yes, and there are plenty of stories out there, Mr. Attorney General, of left-wing bastions trying to make sure that these illegal aliens who have been allowed to break into our country do have the necessary materials to register to vote. So it's keep us posted on your investigation.
When I say it doesn't make sense, I mean to me it makes sense by what Ken Paxton is alleging here. That there would be a separate organization registering illegal aliens to vote because they can't register inside. If they could register inside the building, what is the need for having these organizations on the outside set up? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is that they want to register illegal aliens to vote in the upcoming election. And this is their plan all along. And Paxton talked about this on with Glenn Beck. But first, Governor Abbott has commented on this. He says illegal registering non-citizens to vote won't be tolerated in Texas. It's a crime. Attorney General Ken Paxton is thoroughly investigating. We won't let cheaters influence elections in Texas. And here's what Ken Paxton had to say about Biden's plan all along.
So how are we going to stop this?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to communicate to as many people as I can. I hope other states will follow. That there's a price to pay. It's illegal to vote illegally. I mean, there are a lot of people. They were brought in on day one. Joe Biden announced that he wasn't going to deport people. Why would he announce that on day one? Why is that the most important thing that he has to announce on his first day of his administration? It's because this was the plan. Tell the cartels to get people here as fast as possible, as many as possible. We're not going to make them hide anymore. They don't have to run from Border Patrol. They get to come to Border Patrol, be placed in the right states, moved around, taken care of. So what? What do they get? Why was this such an important initiative from the Biden administration? Because they wanted their vote. They want to fix the election so that we have a one-party country that we can't fix. So the message from me is, you know what? You may think you're going to get away with this, but we can still prosecute you for illegal voting. And if you participate in a scheme to encourage people to illegal vote, you can go to jail in Texas for a long time. My guess is that other states have similar laws, and other AGs need to be out speaking. Other government.
Look, I'm glad that he's going after this because we cannot have this happen in Texas or anywhere for that matter. But I live in Texas, so I'm focusing on that right now. But that's what Joe Biden did when he came into office. He stopped construction of the border wall. He said he was not going to deport people. I believe it was within the first 100 days or something, and then He said also he's not going to Border Patrol cannot pursue anybody within 100 miles of the border. I believe that was one initiative he put in place when he got into office. Why else would he do that? Like Ken Paxton said, you're signaling to the cartels to bring people over, let them in the country, and they can be potential voters for a one party country. That a permanent one party country. That is the entire plan. And Dan Bongino made a great point. It does not matter if they can vote or not. They can still the states. Let's say they go to blue states where they're encouraged to be. If Texas is tough on illegals coming over here, you have other red states who are cracking down, who are a little more tough, have a tougher stance on that. You have blue states like California. You have places like let's say New Mexico, for example, or New York, Illinois. You send illegals over there and you let them go there. They get more congressional seats because the population grows and more electoral votes right there. So, yeah, it's all part of a big plan to take over this country. And don't let anybody tell you any different. And the sad thing is that the Biden administration is doing this regardless of what could happen on the outside of that. People getting hurt, people getting killed, people getting raped, women getting raped. Those are some of the other side effects of that. And they don't care. As long as they get control. It's all about control.
Governors need to be speaking about that there is a consequence so that the illegals are aware, hey, it's not just a free vote. We just get to go vote illegally and there's no problem. You are taking a risk, and we want them to know that.
So the oversight project.
It's too late to fix the law. I mean, that's the problem. There's only 3 states that have laws that require proof of citizenship. And unfortunately, as you know, we have a guy named Dade Phelan, a Republican, that killed our bill that would have required proof of citizenship. He did that for the Democrats. But no, we don't have the protections in our states because no one anticipated that the federal government would work around the laws to try to get illegals to vote. But here we are. And that's why we have to now send the message, since we don't have the legal protections in place in the states, and our own federal government is working at odds with our Republican form of government, our constitutional government. We have to send the message out from the states, hey, illegals, this is not a free ride. If we catch you, we're going to prosecute you.
Simple as that. We have to stop this. I'm glad the Attorney General is taking this very seriously because we have a crucial election. We knew this was the plan all along. Biden was installed, and they're flooding the country with illegal aliens. Regardless of the like I said, regardless of what else could happen with people getting hurt, killed, raped, they don't care. They just want power. They want control, and that's the bottom line. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.